Hello, everyone. I'm super thrilled today on the new episode. I have the one and only Miss Roshni Shewakramani. She's been in the luxury curation space for more than 17 years, redefining different kinds of creativity, art, and designs, bringing to the table with all the kind of curations she does. So I'm super thrilled. She's had a journey from Dubai and exploring the Indian market, and she's been doing fantastically well in what she does. So welcome, Roshni to this episode
Thank
of
you.
mine. I'm really thrilled to have you with me today, and you took out some time
Thanks for
to
having me,
do it.
Siddhant. Thank you.
So yeah, so I wanted to begin, Roshni. I want to know a little bit about your early life. What got you into the Goddess Project? You're one of the founders of the Goddess Project. So I wanted to know what was the curation behind, starting a thing like that, and how has your journey been, especially in the luxury curation space?
Little background on me. I'm a graduate from London College of Fashion. So I've got a degree from an honors degree from there. And basically it's like a buyer's program. It teaches you how to buy fashion predictions, putting orders in, visual merchandising, marketing, all of that. So I graduated from that. From there, I got into luxury space. I worked with the Shalhoub Group here, which obviously represents all the top brands. Then I was in cosmetics, makeup. Again, it was similar. It was like seeing patterns, putting orders in. You know, Obviously, every buyer's dream is to not have any wastage, right? That whatever the brand, like whatever the store buys, there's no wastage. So that's my background. I also did. I had two boutiques. I was in the kids and maternity space. It was called Smitten, and I had a store in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, which was a lot of fun because my older two kids were very young, so I was totally in that headspace. And I found that maternity wasn't represented well enough in the Middle East. So I was like, okay, let me start a little Alice in Wonderland kind of store. So that was like what I was doing for 6 years.
Okay.
We had Easter hunts, we had story reading, we had all sorts of cute things. I used to do buying in Madrid, PT Bimbo in Florence. I've been to Playtime Paris, which are all the top, kids space. So I kind of did that for 6 years. And then parallelly, the trunk show started because I wanted to do cute Indian clothes for the kids.
Okay.
So that's how I started with like a Delhi brand called Kidology and very, very cute brands. All my friends who kind of like, some of them are like mom and pop startups. That's how I got into the space. So that was about 16, 17 years ago. The show is called Atelier.
Okay.
That's my first baby. So we did Atelier. Then Goddess Project, which my other partner Tanya, her and me started, where we went into slightly more luxe. And that's actually taken a lot of time. So now I've taken a step down from Atelier and I'm focusing on Goddess because we are doing all sorts of stuff. We're hosting events, we're hosting in store events, we're hosting cocktails, we're hosting suhoors, whatever the brand wants, we're happy to get a good guest list for
Yeah.
them and curate the guest list also.
Right.
So that's the kind of space we're in right now. And yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting. It's been a good journey. The 5 years, we turned 5 in October, the Goddess Project. Of course, my experience is for last 16, 17 years. Lots of learning,
Right.
working with women who are designers, women who are clients, women who are vendors, women who are doing up my show, decor, everything, home, all the aspects are covered. So yeah, the idea is just to have a good clean aesthetic, which is brand Dubai, because I'm a Dubai and I'm like born and brought up here, Indian national of course, but parents moved here when they newly got married themselves. So I'm very much proud of my Dubai lineage, and I try to keep that in everything that I do. Yeah, I hope it comes across like that, but yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, so tell me something. So, you said it's been 5 years now with the Goddess Project, but like any kind of business you start with, do you face a lot of challenges, obstacles? What are the right kind of people to choose? What kind of designers you want for your own project? Identifying the right kind of fit, which
Yeah.
will work well with your kind of brand. So, how do y'all do that? What's the kind of process, and was it a lot of challenges when, choosing kind the right kind of people to be a part of the show, and how has you think the exhibition or the event industry evolved from what it used to be probably 10 years back in the day?
Mm-mm-mm. I mean, see, there's a lot of competition now. Back in the days, 10, 15 years ago, it was probably like we were the small players. Atelia was a smaller player. Divalicious was big. Vanita is a powerhouse. She's all over the world. Power to her, really. She's really paved the path for a lot of us. Of course, I've done collabs with them. We've had all sorts of, we've had fun with the whole thing. You just have to understand that, luckily for us, we don't have a brick and mortar costs, which is, having a store in a mall, because I've been there. It's very expensive. Would कहते हैं ना that daily meter चल रहा है, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing with a retail store. You just need to expand. You need scale for retail to make sense. It can't be one, two stores. It has to be loads. The exhibition is basically, the idea is to create a platform, you know,
Mhm.
to create a that's what my mission was when I started. I'm like, I'm going to create a platform and get cool women introduced to very cool South Asian brands, brands who don't have that much of a budget, but they're making incredible stuff. Whether it's somebody who's just even doing tableware, or
Yeah.
just even doing just napkins, beautiful napkins and towels. She is a powerhouse, that woman. So why can't she also be visible to people who also, like, even clients feel, oh, it's only a 1 day show. Let's not miss it. Let's go. So that is why the exhibition format is popular. People know it's on for a day or two. They will come because they don't want to miss out on something. If they are in town, that's also there. But it's been an interesting journey. A lot of times the brands find us. They approach us. I mean, every single day I get a message. I mean, I don't think a day goes where I don't get a message saying, "Hi, I'm interested. I'm this, I'm that." It could be a jewelry brand from Belgium. It could be, it could be a swimwear brand from Singapore. Like, it's such a variety. So, like, now we're working on our May curation, which is going to be a summer edit. Basically, what do they want to wear and go on their holidays? Or they want to, take as gifts or whatever when they go. So you have to see what is the season. First of all, foremost, see the season, work around the season. Try and get stuff which is not available in malls and stores or online. That's the whole idea. Try and do something which they can't just pop into the mall and pick up.
Mhm.
So, and then we do a lot of conversation. Sometimes we do capsule collections with our brands. We say, okay, make something special for Goddess, even if it's one piece. Make 5 units,
Yeah.
because people like the idea of that.
Mhm.
That's when your own personal style comes in. Like, I have a bit of like, I love menswear. I wear a lot of men's clothes.
Yeah.
Like, that's my vibe. So I love putting that into a very feminine embroidery. So I'm like, that is the Goddess project. It's, what are we doing different? What can we do different?
Well,
So yeah, so that's why the brands find us. We approach them. If I am crushing on a brand, will I will keep messaging them, and I'll be like, listen, you're working with me. I want to rep you. You know, which is nice too, and then hopefully it works out.
I completely agree with you because I also remember, when I was a kid, I've always been into fashion and style and, different things like that. So I remember fighting with my parents back in the day when I was a kid, even to wear matching nightwear when I used to sleep. And if
Oh,
it was not
nice.
matching, I used to create a fuss. So, in today's time, the fashion and trends have so evolved. So
Yeah.
it's always nice to, see, and it can be anything, even if I believe that if you go to an office, you just wear a normal shirt and trousers, but you add a little bit of accessorize to it, or you style it in a different way. It just speaks as a personality of a person. So I think that is very important and for in fact today's time as well.
Yeah, like you with your cool hat on. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
vibe, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how are you going to be different from others, you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Um,
And
yeah,
it's
so
not
it's
more pleasing the people outside. It's just like what you're comfortable in my own skin. So it's basically if I'm comfortable in my own skin, whatever I wear, it just makes me happy. And the end of the day, that's what matters. So
it's about how you see yourself,
yeah,
it's very simple. So that's what I love about curating shows. I feel like there should be something for everybody. I don't necessarily want to just have high-end items.
yeah,
We can have fun stuff. We can do, it doesn't need to break the bank.
yeah,
Sometimes I even just keep stuff like skin oils and chili
Okay.
oils and stuff like that, which someone comes and they buy a nice chili oil and they leave a show, which is fine. I
Right.
mean, there's no pressure. My partner and I never put any pressure on any client that's coming.
Right.
We will greet them. We'll make sure that they're comfortable, get them a tea and a coffee. Now we started doing happy hour also,
Okay.
because sometimes their husbands come or their boyfriends come and then they don't mind a glass of prosecco. So we serve that,
Right.
at
Right.
5 onwards or 4 onwards. So it's all about like just creating a vibe. What are you doing that's different? It's not all buy, 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 buy.
Right.
It's not like that.
More like an
Everything's
experience.
available to that.
Yeah, it's more like an
Everything
experience.
sitting in Dubai, you can order from a My Teresa from Net-a-Porter. It comes in 48 hours, seriously speaking. So Europe deliveries are so fast. All our Indians, like they're all on WhatsApp. Whatever brand you like, you WhatsApp them, measurements ban ke aa jata hai. So it's so easy. It's like, it's so fast.
Yeah.
So it's more about coming to the show and enjoying it. So now we're doing different things. Like I did a garden party
Okay.
in January.
Okay.
So it was literally in the garden where we had the brands were open market OTB style. I hope it was very chic. It looked very pretty. We put tea lights everywhere and stuff. And it was probably one of my most successful events because everybody came thinking they were on a holiday, you know all the vendors were happy, everybody sold well. I kept the stall prices very reasonable also because I was like, you know what, let's do a thank you to our clients you
Mhm.
know
That's a very
so
nice gesture.
yeah, you just have to do something what you want to receive, right?
Right, right, of course. Great.
Yeah.
I want to also know, what is your vision forward? Like today, if I see Roshni probably 5 or 10 years down the line, I'm sure you must have set certain targets for yourself, certain goals for yourself,
Yeah.
so what would those be? What is there that you want to achieve now in life?
First of all, I want to achieve better stress management
Okay.
because I feel like it's events is the most stressful
Agreed.
like work.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing which comes close, maybe like heart surgery or something. But events, because there's so many expectations to manage that it is like, it's and I want to please everyone. I want everyone to be happy when they leave the show. But like I say, our job is to bring the crowd. Sales, that's not, a curator can't possibly guarantee that
Yeah.
you know so maybe try and gap that a little bit. Do better curations, because sometimes there are brands which you like but maybe they're not so popular but somebody else. So then I feel like, okay, why did I
Yeah.
why did I get her? Because now she's so much happier doing what she's doing from home. So I feel like bridging that gap will always be interesting. We just did India. We've done two shows in India, three shows, two in Bombay, and one in Delhi. Delhi was last week, which I feel was very interesting for me because we took Dubai and Singapore and New York brands over there. Of course, with some beautiful Indian brands from Cal and Bombay also, which don't necessarily do trunk shows very often. So we try to keep it very unique. Um, Learned a lot. Some brands did very well, some not so well. Again, my learning because I don't know the Delhi market that well.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot. So learning is definitely the main thing, main target for the next 5 years. Uh, Tanya and I were chatting that what we want to do next. I want to do Lagos. I want to try and do Singapore.
Right.
Uh, trunk shows do well wherever there's a good social life,
Right.
where
Right.
people dress up and go out.
Yeah.
That's why India is so popular because we have so many festivals, weddings, this, that, right? Dubai also is popular. So that's why I believe go to cities where there's a community that's celebrating all the time and they're very shocking and they want to be up to date. They like to mix old with new. So that's the plan, to try and do something different. Um, yeah, just expand the platform, make the platform bigger. Um, Try to put this in an online format. I'm trying. But it's too transitional, the whole thing.
Right.
Brands come, brands go. Sometimes they try 3 years in a row, then they give it a break. Jewelry is changing so much with the whole lab grown and now emeralds, tanzanites.
Yeah.
Like the whole jewelry game is changing right now,
Yeah.
with gold going up. So like my jewelers are generally like they're my people, they're my sponsors, and I am obsessed with jewelry, so everything is changing, right now. So yeah, so just kind of like try to keep up and try to do something new, you know,
Right.
with our aesthetic, because we don't want to compromise on our aesthetic, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Also, I want to know, like today, you have so many kind of designers participating with you, in different formats and in the kind of shows you do. Is there a certain memorable experience of any, you don't need to name, but any kind of a designer which you remember, who probably keeps coming back to you, who, and, it's like a trust factor also, being a part of your show. So would you like to share something about that person?
I mean, for us, we've got beautiful brands like Bridhi Chand and Monisha Jai Singh, who are like literally family of, like they've become like extended family now. And I know they are happy working with us, and I hope we continue to keep making them happy. Um, Again, their aesthetic matches our aesthetic. We try to, idea is to just create a nice feminine energy. Um, you know, just just keep it cool, basically. It's okay, kal bhi hai. Today in a trunk show, when a client comes, it doesn't have to translate right away.
Yeah,
They will come back.
yeah,
It's about keeping it cool.
yeah.
And I love working with people who can keep me cool also, because they're
Right.
so, because it's again, like I said, it does get a bit
Yeah,
stressful, and
it
I
is
don't want to
stressful, yeah.
be that is our identity, like always be in that stress, damage control mode. I feel like it's nice to just, but that also comes from the designers who are so pleasant to work with, some of them, that we love working with them,
Yeah,
you
this
know.
is the main reason, also in fact, for me to start the podcast also was, knowing the hustle behind a brand. People know the outside, they think everything is nice and rosy, but you don't know the hard work and the hustle and the months of planning, which goes behind to make any kind of brand. So, kudos to you, you all have made such a big name for yourself, and,
Thank you. My
people,
God, I'm so touched. Thank you so much. No, it's been fun. I mean, I won't say we're getting started, because I feel like let's see now, because my kids are also growing up. I kind of have to
yeah,
see that what's happening with them with college and stuff. But that's obviously family is a priority, of course. Um, but I'm just loving the space we're in. Like, where we've hosted like, like a Diwali chai and toast in Manolo Blahnik. Like, we've done such fun stuff, and people come, and we're wearing our little churidars, and we're hosting it in the mall. And so it's about like creating cute, chic vibes,
right, right,
keeping. I'm very proud to be an Indian, so I like to keep my desiness very intact in most things that I do.
right,
Definitely in my dressing also, I'll always have one key desi item on me, whether it's a jadao jewelry,
right.
or whether it's some embroidery which is made into crafted into some very cool work pants or something. So I'm just we're team India, right? We have
Right.
to keep that going, and I
Right.
really want to push my home brands. Like, that is very important for Tanya and me also, that keep pushing our home brands.
Right. So I
Yeah.
also want to know, like, talking about the youth, of our country, talking of the next generation, especially, they also probably they are confused in their careers. They want to get into the event space. They want to get into, something to curate something, also probably get into exhibition formats, So what would your message be, to the youth of our country? What are the kind of attributes one needs to have to, get into the space? What would you like to say to them? A positive message from your side.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no shortcuts. Like, I mean, whether you come from a family that has privilege, but still today, your name is on it. Whatever you do is you. It's your name. And I feel like what comes out of your mouth is your word. Always stick to your word. You know, um, you're your own
Right,
brand. And if you feel that something, this is my aesthetic, I am known for this, and I want to be known for this, please do it. Don't be apologetic about it you
right,
know just yeah, I mean, of course, get inspired, but you don't need to copy.
right, right,
Like, just what is your value adding? How are you adding value? What are you? Sometimes you win some, you lose some. That's it. You just have to learn that you win some, you lose some.
right,
As long as there is progress happening over time and not going backwards, just keep at it. Please, just work hard. There's going to be late nights, early mornings,
Yeah.
red eye flights, or whatever there is, getting, yelled at by someone, which you feel like, oh, it's not fair, but it's okay now. Sometimes everyone's got something going on. So then you have to just be compassionate. Yeah, just usual life skills.
Okay. That's a very positive message, in fact, as Roshni also said, there's no shortcuts to life. Hard work always pays off. So just be a go-getter, which I also completely believe in. So thank you for that positive message. Now I'm going to do something fun. It was one of my fun rounds. It's called the rapid fire round when we do, and just to know you more personally and the things which you like. So if you're ready, just quick answers.
Let's try.
Okay, so what is that favorite holiday destination, which you go to unwind? Probably you can be there, live 7 days a week.
Bali.
Okay.
It's
Uh,
really God's land. Oh my God, that bhumi is so special. It's so spiritual. Like you feel that God is there. I find Bali very, very, very pretty. Yeah.
right. Uh, if you're a good cook, I'm sure you're a cook. So what is that one dish which you make, which you think you make the best and no one can beat you?
I actually am a non-cook.
Okay.
It's a joke in the family that, this woman cannot cook. This woman just leaves a mess in the kitchen completely. So, amazing butter toast.
Okay.
And how we Sindhis put sugar on it. Yes, I make amazing butter toast.
Okay.
I'm not a cook at all.
What's your favorite cuisine?
Um, I love Sindhi food, you
Okay.
know. I love like my own Sindhi food. And after that, maybe Thai food, I think.
Okay.
Because it's vegan, it's clean, it's like it's so clean to eat. It's got all the vegetables in it. So yeah, I feel like Thai food, yeah.
Okay. What is your current favorite read?
Read. Uh, because of all these events, it's been so bad. I'm hardly reading.
Okay.
Uh, but if you're asking about spending time, then I do. I follow Guruji Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, and I've his app Sattva is amazing. It's got ready meditations, daily meditations. So for me, if reading is not happening, then I definitely do that. That's like my go to. Like I said, I'm trying to manage the stress.
Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. Gosh. Food wise, fried chicken.
Okay. And if I had to say one dessert, what would it be? If you have a sweet tooth.
Dessert.
Yeah, if you have a sweet tooth.
Oh, no, dark chocolate gelato for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
What is that one motto which you stand by?
Oh my God, I have to think about this. I guess when sometimes it's just like you
Yeah,
follow your motto, but yeah, I think what I said earlier, you are your word. I just don't like flakiness. I
right,
feel like then people don't trust you. Trust is you can't break trust because it's very hard to rebuild it.
right.
So you're as heavy as your word is. So yeah, I think that's something which I would say. Please, you know, walk the talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite genre of music and which is your current favorite?
Um, right now, I mean, I love the band Mitras, but they
Okay.
just split, which really got me very sad. But I love all the music that they have done together. Who doesn't love Diljit? I mean,
Mhm.
like I
Right.
love his music, love his concerts. Yeah, I mean, I followed Coldplay. I've done a few Coldplay concerts also. The last 1 year with their tour, which they're probably the best shows
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
I love Dua Lipa, anything by her. I think she's very vibey and cute.
Right.
But yeah, and I love I love good Hindi music. Like I told you, Arijit, everyone loves. So
Yeah.
gonna go watch a couple of his concerts in the next few years. And yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And the last rapid fire questions is, according to you, the one big difference between the millennials and Gen Zs of today.
Oh my God. I think millennials, I think the Gen Zs don't sweat the small stuff. Mama, it's not that deep.
Right.
Very simple. That's it. It's too deep for us. It's
Yeah.
not that deep for them,
Yeah.
And I feel like I wish we could do that,
Yeah.
like just move on. It's okay, we kind of hold on, overthink. I feel like millennials are overthinkers. Also millennials right now are at a stage where parents are also kind of aging. Kids are not
Yeah.
independent yet. So your average millennial is pretty busy right now, you know.
Yeah.
So
But
I feel like, yeah, I just feel like just don't sweat the small stuff. I
no,
wish we could
but
do
I
that.
also think, like what we as millennials back in the day, we were supposed to do certain things our parents told us. We didn't have a choice. And I think today's time, the kids, especially, we're like more like friends to them. They can just
Yeah,
open up to us, they can say anything they want, so any kind of advice,
yeah,
so I think it's become more like a different kind of a relation and an equation, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Look, I have my daughter is going to be 17. My son is just 15 and a half. I read a meme somewhere that said that, I don't want my kid to think, oh shit, mom will find out.
Yeah,
No, I want my kid to think, where's mom? I need her right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And
Yeah,
I definitely, my husband and I, my husband is, he's obviously like, I handle a lot of it,
right,
but, he's so amazing also. And I feel like, we got married very young. We've been
right.
married 21 years now,
Oh,
got
wow.
married super young. So I feel like I've just been married most of my life to the most amazing person
Right.
who is just helping me co-parent these kids, But yes, I do need to stay relevant. Luckily,
Yeah.
my work keeps me
Okay.
relevant. That's
Yeah.
another thing. I feel like my work, because I'm meeting all sorts of designers,
Right.
like from a woman who does the most beautiful Banarasi saris, to, a kid who is just launching a candle brand, you
Mm.
know.
Right.
So it's when you meet so many people across the board, and of course now we're trying things in art world, and we're trying things in, with home and silver. So it's nice to be relevant. Your kids, you owe it to your
Yeah.
kids to not be like, oh, hamare zaman. You can't do that. They
Yeah.
don't care. You know, they will tune out. They're not listening.
Yeah.
They have to listen because you have to be relevant.
Yeah. And I completely agree with you. Things have changed, over a period of time, and we also need to move on with the time. So we can
Yeah,
speak a
it's
little
everything's in
more.
your hand and the phone.
Yeah.
Everything is available right away, and this Zomato and Deliveroo and stuff, like it's
And I need to
like
even
it's
tell you, and I need to even tell you, kudos to you, the kind of balancing in life which you do, which is really admirable. Juggling so many things, when it comes to your entrepreneurial journey, your personal journey, that also requires some sort of commitment which you show. So I think I need to
yeah.
give, hats off to you,
Thank you.
and I hope you
Thank
keep
you. I mean, my
striving.
mom is amazing. My mom, she is my mentor. I've learned from her. My mom is, she's 64, but she works 7 days a week. She's a local designer. She's been working for 28 years here. And I mean, she's a perfectionist. I feel like if I'm half of her, then I've made it. Like it's just having, people like that, such perfectionists, very hardworking. So you can, and honestly, what is better than work?
Right.
What is better than doing work?
Yeah.
And it's important that kids, especially your daughters, see you working.
Yeah.
Even husbands get very proud when they see their wives
Of course,
working,
of course. Yes, of
dads
course.
dads get very proud. My father-in-law gets very proud when he comes to one of my shows. And
Okay.
I'm chuffed by it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that comes to an end of our episode. Roshni, it was such a lovely time chatting with you.
You.
Hope to see you soon, probably in Dubai or Bombay, whichever
Yes,
place
for
I'm
sure.
in. And I'm wishing you all the very best for all the curations you do, all your
Thank you.
forthcoming projects, and see you on the other side really shortly. And thank you
Thank you.
again for this
Thank you very much.
chat. And yeah, wishing you all the best.